Students, in this PPT video, we are going to learn lesson 2 sexual reproduction in flowering plants, the introduction. You all know that all flowering plants show sexual reproduction, and flowering plants means the angiosperms. So, let me ask you a question. Which is the reproductive organ of a plant? Yes, it is the flower. So, all flowering plants or the angiosperm shows sexual reproduction, and the flowers are the site of sexual reproduction. And several hormonal and structural changes results in differentiation and development of floral primordium. So what do you mean by floral primordium? It's a group of cells or tissues in an angiosperm or a flowering plant which will give rise to flowers. And then inflorescence are formed which will bear the buds, and buds will give rise to the flowers. Okay, so we need to study in this chapter the structure of a flower. So in smaller class you have already learned the structure of a flower. So we'll see the structure and what holds the flower. The stalk holds the flower. Here the stalk holds the flower. And here one above this stalk there will be a swollen portion, and that swollen portion is known as thalamus. So swollen portion of stalk is known as thalamus. And petals, you know, they are colored parts of a flower, and it attracts insects. And sepals, the small leaf-like structure which ensures protection mainly in the bud stage, as the buds are too delicate. Then the male part as well as the female part. The male part, that is the stamen, and it's also known as androecium. And the female part, which is known as carpel or pistil, or another name is gynoecium. And you know the parts of this, that is stigma, style, ovary, ovule. Okay, so we need to study in detail about the male part as well as the female part. So first we will see the male part, and before that this whole, the flowers has 4 holes. The full flowers is having 4 holes, that is calyx. Calyx, the members are sepals, and it is mainly green in color, and it protects the bud which later becomes the flower. Okay. Next is the second one. Second hole is the corolla, that means petals, and it is bright colored mostly and attracts insects for pollination. And next is the male part, that is the androecium, male part, androecium, or the stamen. And it is the, here you can see the parts of stamen, that is the filament and anther, which we need to study. Okay. And next is the female part, that is the gynoecium or carpel or pistil. And it is the innermost hole. It is the innermost hole and is the female reproductive part. And the male part, reproductive part, consists of stamen, pollen grains, and microsporangium. The male part consists of stamen, then microsporangium, and pollen grains. So we need to study these parts in detail. And one more thing is there, that their number of these stamen will vary in different species. So we cannot tell that every flowers or all the types of flower will have same number of stamen. It will be varying in different species. So first we will discuss the parts of stamen. Okay, so parts of stamen, you know, that is filament and anther. So first we'll see the filament. So filament means it's the stalk that bears the anther. It is the stalk that bears the anther. So filament is long, slender stalk. Okay, and its proximal end is attached to the thalamus. Already we discussed what is thalamus. Swollen portion above the stalk is the thalamus. So the proximal end is attached to the thalamus or the petal of flower. Okay, next we'll see the anther. Next we'll see the anther. Anther means, see, anthers, they are bilobed structure. Two lobes will be there. Hence they are bilobed structure. Okay, and here you can see the section of anther. See, one lobe here, one lobe here. Two lobes are there. And in each lobe, it consists of a cup-like structure. Two cup-like structure will be there in each lobe. Okay, one here, one here, one here, one here. So this cup-like structure is known as theca. Cup-like structure is known as theca. Hence, it consists of two theca in one lobe. It is also known as dithecous. It's also known as dithecous. And a longitudinal groove separates the theca. A longitudinal groove separates the theca. Okay. And here what is formed? Microsporangia. So what is microsporangia? So microsporangia is present inside the anther. This microsporangia is only developing into what? Pollen sacs. Is that clear? Microsporangia will be there inside this theca and which will be developing into the pollen sacs. And what will be there inside the pollen sacs? Pollen grains. Is that clear? So how many microsporangia will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 microsporangia will be there in one anther or 4 pollen sacs. Okay, so pollen grains means the male gametes. Inside the pollen grains, what is there? Male gametes are there, that is the gametophytes. So one anther consists of 4 pollen sacs which bears the pollen grains, that is the male gametes. I hope this is clear to you, and we need to study the structure of microsporangium which will be discussed in the next slide. Thank you.